Namaste. I am Dr. Kerry Krieger, IndianFluteMusic.com. This is Bansuri Q&A, episode 10. Thank you so much for watching these videos. Thanks also to everyone who has sent in questions to me. I now have about 30 questions waiting to be answered. Today's question comes from an Indian flute music member, Dev Shoot from the USA. Members of Indian flute music not only get access to a huge library of resources, but also they get their questions answered with top priority right here. That's why I'm answering this question above all those other questions that have come in, and also because it's an important question. And today's question from Dev relates to the tuning of the flute in relation to 440. Specifically, Dev says, in the pitch, does plus or minus matter? And that his flute is plus 12. So what that refers to, plus or minus on the pitch, as you can see with the digital tuner. Right now I'm on my F flute. It's tuned precisely at F. But I actually tend to play it. You'll see these numbers go up +7, +8. Right there it says +8. Now I'm at +8. That's where I play this flute, because when I put the flute to my mouth, on average, that's where it's most likely to come out. +8 means I'm 8% of the way to the note above F, which is F sharp. Okay, so it's a unit of frequency measuring how far are you to the next note. So there's a variety of points I want to discuss in relation to this. Pitch matters. Number one in Indian classical music, in that you must be with your tanpura. Wherever the tanpura is playing its saw, your saw has to match that. So that's number one. Ideally, you will set your tanpura to the ideal pitch of your flute. I have discussed in my Getting Started with Bansuri course that is available online, or if you go, it is available online. Look it up, Getting Started with Bansuri. I go into depth about how to tune your tanpura and how to find the pitch of your flute. So ideally, your flute, your tanpura will be tuned to your ideal pitch on flute. What I mean by that is when I put the flute to my mouth and blow, a note comes out. That's probably my ideal note to be at. Okay, that's where you want your tanpura to be. But if your tanpura must be elsewhere, such as precisely in 440 tuning. When I say 440 tuning, what I'm referring to is the standard modern day Western basis of tuning of the note A, 440 hertz. If A is at 440 hertz, then F happens to be, and you don't need to memorize this, I don't know it, 174.61 hertz. That number is not important. All it means is that when you see F here and there's no plus or minus sign, it means you're right on F, and that F is in relation to an A at 440 hertz. So that's the intro to that, but what I'm getting at is that you may want to be right at F precisely for a variety of reasons, one of which I'll just go ahead and say now, even though it was later in my list, in that Western musicians expect a 440 tuning. If they're playing music and you have to be with them, they're probably at 440. So you need your F to be in 440 tuning, not at +12 or +8 or anything. You need to be precisely. And therefore, your flute must be, or you, in combination with your flute, must be able to play that. And that means on a flute, what you do, you're going to roll your flute out to play sharper, roll it in to play deeper. Listen what happens. You know, so tilt your head this way or that way. Combine it all. But you don't want to have to do that. That's why I say play at your ideal pitch, ideally. because if you do have to go like that, your sound is not going to sound quite as nice. You're compromising the tone of your flute in order to get to that other pitch. Now, can you play at 12? I play my flute, I usually play at F plus 8, but if I need to play at F, I can play that. Plus 12, you can probably do it too. Once you get up higher though, and I don't have precise numbers for this, because ideally you don't want to have to be rolling your flute too much or changing your pitch that much, but definitely if you're up at like plus 30 or something, or minus 30, you've got problems. You're essentially a third of the way to the next note. If you were at plus 50, you're halfway to the next note. F plus 50 is the same as F sharp minus 50. So you're halfway to F sharp. That's a long way to have to roll a flute. You don't want to have to do that. So the ideal thing always when you're buying a flute, tell the flute maker, hey, I want it at 440. And the flute maker should understand that. That doesn't mean it'll come out at 440. It seldom does, because the flute maker holds his flute and blows his flute differently than you do, even your flute. You may be like that, you may be like that. It may be a hot day when he made your flutes. It may be a cold day. Temperature affects the pitch of your flute. That's why I say when I put the flute to my mouth, today it may be plus 8, tomorrow it may be plus 5, tomorrow it may be minus 2. Who knows what? How I'm holding it, and a lot about the weather. If it's a hot day, the pitch goes up. If it's a cold day, the pitch comes down. So that gives you plenty to think about regarding the pitch. Remember, number one rule, wherever your tambura is, and luckily your tambura is changeable, but wherever your tambura is, that's where you need to be playing precisely in tune, or as close as you can. Thanks for watching. I am Dr. Kerry Krieger, IndianFluteMusic.com, currently being migrated over to BansuriBliss.com. This is a Bansuri, B-A-N-S-U-R-I, BansuriBliss.com. Check out my website. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you really want to learn Indian music, check out my membership site, Indian Flute Music. Membership site is members.indianflutemusic.com. May soon become members.bansuribliss.com, but either will get you there. Thanks a lot and enjoy your Bansuri practice. Bye.